And instead we understand the challenges that the Armenian Republic and the diaspora face every day in terms of economic, even survival, in terms of political and military operations, in terms of the identity cohesion of Armenians, and many other dimensions. We have to also recognize that every one of the harms done to Armenians that I've outlined, and the kind of massive undermining of this potential Armenia today, has been matched by the same level of gain by the contemporary Turkish state and society. We can just look, even in terms of population increases, how many Armenians today, and just when I was in Turkey, I met people who said, yes, my grandmother was Armenian. There are hundreds of thousands and perhaps millions of people who now in Turkey are starting to realize that they can trace their heritage back to Armenians. All those kinds of gains that were made. There are significant, or were significant, territorial benefits. Not only from the kind of theft of Armenian-held land that might have been the basis of an independent Armenia, even had there been no genocide, but also through the invasion of the Armenian Republic after the rise of the nationalist Turks and after the genocide was supposed to be over. This is a benefit for Turkey. This benefits Turkey every day in terms of its regional power and status, its economic basis, and so forth. There's also a kind of immense amount of wealth that was transferred to Turkey. And one of the most fascinating things, I think, as a point of analysis that I took from the Ankara conference, were Turkish progressive intellectuals who argued that the economic basis of Republican Turkey, of Kemalist Turkey, was largely the expropriated wealth from Armenians. And that was the plan. The Turkish nationalists were trying to build a basis for a new Turkey that could compete in a capitalist, 20th century capitalist world order. And they did it based on Armenian wealth. And if you think of the scale of what they were taking, it's not just wealthy Armenians who lost. When you talk about taking people's pots and pans, when you talk about taking people's farm animals and things like that, it's a massive amount of wealth held by millions of people. And this transfer you can trace today, and there's innovative and interesting work being done by people like Uğur and Mehmet Paltel. Mehmet Paltel was actually a scholar, a graduate student in Turkey today, doing this under very difficult conditions, tracing out the specific wealth transfers in particular regions, and especially in Diyarbakir, from Armenians pre-genocide to Turkish and Kurdish families who have become prominent political and economic actors in Turkey. And in Turkey today, one of the crises now that the Armenian Genocide is presenting, it's not just the nationalist crisis of realizing the wrong that was done in the Turkish name some years ago, but it's understanding that particular people's family fortunes were developed through their participation in killing the Armenians who had that wealth before them.